Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Magic Collins, aka Magic Man, and this is Fight the Funk podcast, exploring mental health, culture, and the world around us. And I am a mental health advocate. And today we have Chip Baker on the podcast, checking us out, and he is the creator of the Success Chronicles, author of the new compilation, The Impact of Influence. And welcome into the show. Chip Baker, how you doing, boss?
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, welcome. Happy to have you, man.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Now, I was watching some of your videos, doing some research, and I know, man, you a fan of the shorts, man. You rocking the shorts.
Yeah, well, here in Texas it gets hot.
Uh,
And so just have to rock the shorts. I think some of those most recent clips you may have seen, like I think I was at a gym or some CrossFit gym. So it was a more outside situation. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, nice, man. And let that be just everybody out there. Hey, rock them shorts. Bring the shorts back. Like, make sure y'all get some shorts in your closet. Hook up the shorts, man. Uh, spruce it up a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm happy to have you, man. So
Yes,
what?
sir.
Just some of the things I was looking at, like transcending barriers. What is that? What does that mean for you?
Well, when you say transcending barriers, I think the word that comes up for me is a smile.
Mm,
Smile transcends all barriers. It doesn't matter who you are, what environment you're in. If you can smile and be cordial, I think you can transcend barriers. And so I think each day as we live, we have to also understand that we're able and capable of transcending barriers as well.
mm. Now, what do you say? Like, because I know as a younger self, before all this great
Yeah.
stuff, I used to think smiling was fake. Like the whole idea of smile.
Yeah.
It took me years before I was like, you know what, smile, man, stop being weird, smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what do you say to somebody? Like young kids, where you still have that cultivated to don't do that. Um,
Hmm.
have that exterior, don't show no vulnerability, no emotion, no nothing. How do you kind of break that down within the culture of smiling but not, it's like, because there is a sense of
Right.
kind of not being too vulnerable.
Right. And so I think you have to do whatever uh, you're comfortable with,
Hmm.
but then also be in pursuit to find growth as well.
Hmm.
I think we don't ever want to just be set in our certain ways. I think we always want to strive to have growth. But then, like you said, as you mature, as you grow, as you get to be in different environments and see different things, you'll see that it's okay to do all of those things. And I'm still be guarded, and
Hmm.
like I'm like don't just
So
hey, watch out, hey, but at the same time, man, it's okay to be you. Like
Mhm,
just be who the big man made you and be okay with that, man.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Nice, man, nice. And how long, like, when you're creating the Success Chronicles, uh, first off, what inspired you to create that? And I'm assuming it's a workshop, correct?
Well, so the Success Chronicles is my YouTube channel and podcast, and what I
Mhm,
do is I interview people from all walks of life. And so,
mhm,
man, throughout my life, I've been blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people, as well as be around some awesome folks to learn from in my career and in this various environments that I've been in. And
mhm,
so, about a little over 4 years ago, I was reflecting on that, and I was thinking, man, I need to highlight these people. Like I've had
mhm,
some great conversations with some pretty cool people just on a regular basis. And so, man, I can't keep that to myself. I got to share it
mhm,
with the world, you
mhm,
know. And that's where it all started. Was just doing it like that, and little did I know it grow at a crazy rate.
mhm.
Truly far surpassed anything I ever thought it would be. And man, here I am fighting the funk with Magic Collins. Come on, man, it's crazy.
Well, what that brings me to, my passion is mental health,
Yeah.
exploring mental health, and in mental health in general, because we're all, every walk of life is affected with mental health.
Yes,
Kind of how
for
I broke it
sure.
down to my friend, because he was like, you speak on Black life a lot, but it's like, what about my friends who are white and not in that culture? And it's like, for me, I feel like there's mental health in general, like the umbrella, and then there's specific things that's tied to generational traumas. Now, how have you kind of dealt with mental health in your own life?
I think for me, as far as mental health, I think I've always strived to put myself in environments where I feel that I could have continued growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's allowed me to, yes, take in some of the knowledge that I hear people say, but
Mm-hmm.
really more so just be able to watch how those people do their thing, which has allowed me to be the best version of myself. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the key component is
Mm-hmm.
just putting yourself in a good environment. I think the next phase is um your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, control what comes in. As an educator, I'm gonna go formula on you. You
Hey,
know,
go for it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please do.
Input equals output.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you take in mentally, what you absorb in information wise, is what you're gonna put out in your life. So when you're looking at mental health, it's important to put good things in, positive thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, uh, uh, great things that will benefit you on the other end of it. So I think controlling the thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
putting myself in good environments, and I think I'll go even further is just faith. I'm in my
Mm-hmm.
family, pretty faith people, and so, I mean, I think the big man is truly taking care of us throughout
Mm-hmm.
my life. And so when you live a life like that, you can trust that good things are going to happen for you if you're living the right way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you say, like, as far as people who are in environments that are not of their control, but they still have to find a way to make that way for themselves?
Yeah,
Like, how do you kind of approach that, as far as, like, all right, you may not be in the best environment,
right.
and but here's some tools, or here's
Right.
some resources, um, as a, like, how do you approach that?
One word: run. No, I'm just kidding.
Run, yeah.
Yeah, get away.
Yeah.
Run like slow motion. Run. Yeah. No, man. Seriously though, I think what we have to understand is there's a blessing in every lesson.
Mm,
And what I mean by that is even when we're in our toughest of times,
mm,
that's when we learn the most.
mm,
Right. So what we have to do is embrace the process. As you were asking me the question, I was thinking some of those tough things that I've grown through in my life. I
mm,
didn't say gone through, I said grown through.
mhm,
Right. And the reason I said grown through is because even within those toughest times, man, I was able to learn so much,
mm,
learn, okay, this works for me. These are my boundaries. This is what I like to do. This is what I don't like.
mm.
It taught me so much. It taught me, hey, Chip, don't do that crap again.
Yeah, yeah.
Those kind of things. And so within that, I think it's not winning and losing. I think it's winning and learning. And so we
Mhm,
can always pull those learning lessons from that because you're going to face those things again. And when
mm,
you face them again, you'll be more equipped if you are aware to receive those in those tough situations. And
mm,
then the last component of that is we have to learn to turn our struggle into our strengths.
mm,
And we do that by having the awareness in those tough times. Because I mean, I don't care who you are, you're gonna go through tough
mhm.
things.
Definitely.
Like
There's no way around that.
yeah, no way around it.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you have to do is embrace that and just say, instead of saying, oh, why me? Instead of
Mm,
saying that, just say, why not me?
mm,
What am I gonna learn from this? Because on the other side of it, when I get out, I'm gonna be better, but bigger than that, I will be better so that I can help others be better
mhm,
when they go through what they go through.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is some kind of, there's certain level of maturation.
For sure.
And I think kind of with even within mental health, I'm a peer-to-peer group facilitator, and I've been in those situations in myself where it's like I've noticed my own growth from why me to like, oh no, dude, just do it, do what
Yeah.
you're here to do.
Yeah.
And it is a maturation process because I've heard it come from other people where they'll enter the group and it's like, we've I don't know how, I know you've had your own ups and downs in your life.
Mhm.
And I think we've all experienced those places where it's like we're being beat down or
Yeah.
broken in our own way, whether perception or cognitive distortion. But I think there is some sense of gaining from that if you just keep moving forward. Now with that, how you say as far as like with the environment, like are you what is your background as far as are you I feel like you're a teacher and I'm saying
Yes, well, I am, and
that.
I'm a. And if let me comment a little bit more on what we were talking about, if you don't mind.
Go for it. Yeah.
I think the thing too is we have to understand that um, in those tough times to have the awareness, we have to have self discipline
Mm-hmm.
because discipline allows us the freedom to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking at mental health, so the happiness, the end result, happiness comes from the ability of us to have self discipline to just do the hard stuff and learn those lessons every day.
Mm-hmm.
That process.
Mm-hmm.
When you're disciplined, it's okay. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go attack it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is not good. Oh, but it's okay. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go attack it tomorrow. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and you continue to do that each day. You stack days, and what you learn is each day will get better for you because reps make you better. And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually you'll get to a place, okay, now I'm happy because, whew, I'm so proud of myself. I went through that tough stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm so proud of myself because in going through that process of the tough stuff, now when I see somebody that's going down the same path, like, hey, ooh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
don't, hey,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
don't, hey, watch out, go
Uh-huh.
left, don't go right. I
Yeah.
went right,
Yeah.
it was not good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so that's just kind of what I want to say on that. But yeah, my background, man, I'm a fourth generation educator,
Oh man.
teacher, former coach. This is my 22nd year in education, coach for 20 years. And so I'm still an educator. I'm under special ed. So I've done pretty much everything under the special education umbrella. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been a neat journey. Like I said earlier in the interview, man, I've been around some great people to learn from.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. So how do you approach, because everybody has needs that are different, and
Yeah,
and you're a special eds, like that's your um background or that's your experience. Like how do you approach each individual, like with their own different needs? 'Cause that's kind of one thing that I've been on a journey of talking with different
yeah,
professionals, and it's fascinating, man. Like, and thank you for what you do. And
yeah.
it's like
Thank
I
you.
was talking to a person that her passion has been in autism, and it's like it's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
the nuances and the levels of what she knows. So with your journey, how has been working with special ed and special needs? How has that informed you as a teacher?
Well, so for me, you know, and if you're an educator, you know this. Well, in special education, each student has an individualized education plan, and
Mm,
you meet the parents and the people that's around them, and you create a plan that's specific for that child.
mm,
Well, what I've strived to do is in every kid that I come across that I teach, I don't care who you are or whatever it is, how you come to whatever,
mm,
like to me, each kid has to have an individual education plan.
mm,
Now there's some generic rules as my class that I may have that everybody has to follow under, but magic ain't Chip.
mm,
Chip ain't magic. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? Now they're both pretty good dudes, doing
mm,
some really good things,
mm,
but Chip has a different background than what Magic has, or
Mhm.
vice versa. And
Definitely,
so,
definitely.
as a teacher, like when I take the time to learn those things about each kid, oh man, now as a kid, like man, they're taking the time to invest in me. And so,
Mhm.
as a kid, I'm going to give that teacher everything I got to give. And so, that's kind of my approach. Man,
Yeah.
each kid is different. Every person is different, but
Mhm.
we have to take the time to learn their differences because man, there's beauty in our differences.
Mhm. Mhm.
We just have to celebrate them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that, man. And then I want to bring it to like just where we moving forward. Like,
Yeah.
so today is the anniversary of Breonna Taylor's
Mm-hmm.
murder, and it's like, and a lot of us are changed for, after last year, I'm fundamentally changed forever. My life
Yeah.
moving forward is going to be different from what I thought it was going to be. Um, and so part of that is making sense and understanding and giving myself grace to move forward and allow myself to learn. Um, how has everything last year and with things been as is, and also the opportunities that present themselves for moving forward as well? Because I think there's some of both. There's like on one end, we have to address certain societal ills that
Yeah.
have plagued our to
Yeah.
the very core of our existence, the beginning. And then on the other side is like this is a place, there's opportunity. There's always ways to build and live the best
And
life
speak up.
and speak up. Yeah. So it's like, so those balances, how have last year changed you in a way?
Man, I wholeheartedly agree with your opinion on that. You know, um, man, it's tough on one end, like all of those things that have happened and all of that, but then the other end, it's also giving people some awareness to actually see, oh yeah, this stuff has been going on, you
Mhm.
know, to
Mhm.
where more people are speaking out and injustices or, but the really on the tough end spectrum, it's tough because of the sacrifices that those people have made,
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
and just tears you up, but then you even think deeper, like, generations back, you think about the sacrifices that those people have made just for us to be here to do this,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and so, with, like Black History Month last week, you see all of those things, like the beatings and, I mean, all of those things,
All of it. All of
that have
it.
come to bring us to where we are, and I think for me it kind of puts it all into perspective to not take any moment of any day for granted.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think it allows you to know that, although we've come a long way, we've still got some ways to go,
Mhm.
but then also to just be in the moment and enjoy this moment,
Mhm.
learn from this moment, and continue to grow from this moment. I
Mhm.
think that's what it's been for me.
Mhm. Mhm. All right, man. And then with that, because one thing I'm always concerned about with my mother, with my godmother,
Yeah.
um, is they've they've absorbed so much. Like my godmother's time, it's like and that's where it's like this stuff isn't so far away, where,
No,
where they remember like just the impact, the impacted of all this, of the white
man.
supremacy, the racism. It's like, so my thing is, I've told them, I was like, you're be well, man. Like I want them to not live in the traumas, because I can say one thing and they can just like
Go. Yeah.
go, and they
Yeah.
will, and it will dominate the whole, like
Yeah.
lunch, dominate the whole dinner, any of those. So for me, it's always a challenge of how do we keep this healthy? How do we keep the tragedies and the moments that enrages or make us angry, or we feel like we got to do something? How we keep it moving in a healthy direction, where it doesn't create a new trauma. It doesn't or send us in that tunnel vision, but we can still enjoy the life we've worked so hard for. And then that's that's kind of where I'm going to. It was like these women work so hard to be where
Man,
they're at right now, to enjoy,
sacrifices.
to enjoy the twilight of their life. It's like I don't want them to compromise that. And it's like so part of that is I'm trying to get to the question, but how do we, for the sake of the ones that have been through so much, is like to move forward without
Yeah.
putting more on the plate. I don't know. That's not a question. That's not a good question.
No. I'm with you. I think just in hearing you striving to pull the question and
Mm,
reflecting, I think that's a prime example that it's lots to it.
mm, mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like just in your explanation of it, in getting to the question, like
mm,
man, it's lots of layers and levels and
mm,
hurts and oh man, deep in the heart, like just like man, it's a lot of stuff to it,
mm,
But I think just like anything, it's all about the perspective. How are we going to look at it? Are we going to look at it as continuing to let it be the crutch or something that we hang on to?
mm,
Or are we going to continue to look at it and say, okay, this is what happened. We're not going to let that crap happen any longer. Okay,
mm,
who do we need to talk with? Who do we need to march with? Who do we need to sit down with and have those open conversations with so that we all grow and
mm,
get better? The guy that I'm hanging out with here was perfect example of that,
mm,
in moving us forward to where we are now. And so I think that's how we continue. I look at growth. I mean,
mm,
I think for sure we never want to forget the past and those things that have happened,
mm,
right?
mm.
Because really, the people that have sacrificed and grown through all of those things have allowed us the opportunity
It's
to
opportunity.
be, where we are here.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for them and that hate, that hurt that you said that they go through, that pain, like it's
Mm,
painful,
mm,
right? And we have to respect that, and as a son, like I have to listen to that.
mm.
I need to, it ain't about me. I need to sit my tail down and
Yeah.
listen to the pain.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
cause cause they're due that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got to sit my tail down and just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't say nothing, I got to listen to that conversation, wherever it is, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
so take it in and be respectful of them. But then now, how do I synthesize that?
Mm.
And then how do I take that and put my spin on it and then help us move forward?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's how we handle it. And actually, that's what I've strived to do. I mean, I
Mm.
think if I'm not mistaken, I think my grandmother was in the hotel when like Malcolm X was shot. I mean, like all of those things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like you said, we're not far removed. My
Nope.
mom's like, like, man, I was at my college. They had a big race, rally thing. Ford got shot. I mean, like all of those things. Like
Mm.
my mom and my grandmother were able
Yeah.
to tell me those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
This is like, man, it was a race rally, TWU, the campus.
Mm.
And then so then you hear about these things, and then like when you're doing like research and all those things, you see like, dang, that's crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's a trip, man.
Yeah, man. And that's where I do feel like there's like I listen. It's like
Yeah,
my mom and godmother, like whoever I'm talking to at the time, it's like it is that sense of okay,
it's
um,
painful.
yeah, it's painful. It's painful. And I think there is a sense of I try to move the policy, like what's been done, because I think you don't, you can't spend so much. You're not going to convince people to not be white supremacists. You're not going to convince people to not be racist.
Right.
But it's just
Yeah.
like, all right, how do we just move? We move forward, and what policies, what's been created to help right the wrongs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then as far as like with with your work, like so you have a book, the influence, um
The
The
impact of
influence,
influence.
the impact of influence.
Yes, sir.
Like, how does that tie into the work in yourself, and then the work of other?
Oh man, it's all about others.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm all about. My
Mm-hmm.
LLC is Baker Impact LLC. Everything I do, I strive to make a positive impact. Because I
Mm-hmm.
learned a long time ago in my life that it ain't about me.
Mm-hmm.
Not it's not about me. No, it ain't about me.
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
about what I can do to help others,
Mm-hmm.
move efficiently and effectively, and just try to live a legacy by my day-to-day actions. And
Mm-hmm.
so, the book, The Impact of Influence, is 17 powerful authors, powerful men that are doing great things in our world, and they come from all backgrounds, all walks of life. They
Mm-hmm.
have so many amazing experiences. The core common thing amongst the men is that they're all just great guys that have
Mm-hmm.
made mistakes, that have lived and learned,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, that have learned lessons from their mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're taking what they learn uh, and using that to help others and make our world a better place. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the common thing about all of the authors. And so each guy has a chapter, and we just talk about something or someone that has impacted our life,
Mm-hmm.
what we learned from that experience, and then how we're using that experience, like I said, to make our world a better place. And
Mm-hmm.
so, when you look at, man, just hearing you, ask the question about the past and the things that have happened, I think every one of the guys are in situation, be it, couple of preachers, uh, administrators, educational administrators, big time businessmen, speakers, motivational speakers. So they come from all walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
teachers, and they're just all doing good to help move our world to a better place. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that that's
yeah.
that's what um, the impact of influence is. I mean, we all have. There's been someone or some experience or some people that have impacted every one of us, that have made us do and be the people that we are today.
Mm-hmm.
You
Who,
know,
who would you say, like, can you think of a favorite mentor and what they taught you?
yeah, that's easy. My superhero. I was raised with a superhero in my house, my mama.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so that lady, man, she did so much for others. She was the minister of music in our church, where I grew up in, the churches I grew up in. Like I said, educator, retired, first black lady on the city council in my city, in my town.
Mm-hmm.
Did so many things to programs for kids, programs, higher ed programs for adults to get GEDs. I mean,
Wow.
superhero,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so, all I know, what I learned from that is, I mean, yeah, we can say things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but bro, you got to show it by your actions. So I
Mm-hmm.
watch that lady every day just get up and just give service,
Mm-hmm.
just take care of people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, man, I've been able to learn that from my superhero, and I'm just striving to do everything I can to make those people happy
Yeah,
and
yeah,
try to return that favor in my life.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. And then with that, like, how do you, when you move forward, like with the youth as well,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
how do you teach that to them? Because I've because at the end of the day, I'm still like, I'll go to workshops, or I go
Mhm.
to, like, if it's a mental health forum, um, I still don't see enough of me. I still don't see enough of Black males.
Makes sense.
It's like
Makes
where,
sense.
and I think that's still a long way to go, to where it's like we go to the places that are about knowledge, are about growth and learning, and then sharing that. Like, I want to go to a room and it's like, oh shoot, it's like 10 other me's, it's like
Yeah. 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 I hear
from
you.
my background. So and that's where, even the volunteering, like, I can't tell you how many places I've volunteered at and been at, and I don't see myself enough. I don't see Black males enough. And that's something that always sticks out to me wherever I go, where I'm just like, we got to be more than what we are. And there's no we got to be. Let me scratch that. But it's my own. Just want when I'm out there. I want to see more Black males volunteering. I want to see, it's just to me
that's progress. That's growth.
Exactly. To me,
you want more growth.
Yeah, it's visual where I can visually see change.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where my mind is. Like, how do we? Whereas like we don't talk about it, we can actually visually see it. Where now I volunteer, and it's normal for there to be other Black males doing the same thing. In a general basis, because there's always there's Black people are doing plenty. We're doing all kind of amazing work. So it's more, I think, is to me just the numbers, the percentages.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think, and you're asking like, how do I teach that? I think for me, it's simple for me. I think actions speak louder than words. Kind of like I said with my mother, what I saw from my mother was great. What I saw from my mother was, good. So, she would always say those things like, I'm gonna say it like her, boy, if you're gonna do something, you make sure you do it right. Those kind of things. Just boy, always make sure you treat people right, because you don't never know who you're gonna need to help you. So I would hear all of those things. Boy, take pride in your work. Boy, make sure that you early. Like all of those little things that I would hear, that are great things to hear. But the secret sauce is when you hear those things and then you see those things in action.
Do you? Go for it.
And that's what I strive to do. I just strive to show that and teach that by my actions. Now I have to hold myself accountable.
Now, do you feel like since we're human, like what areas do you feel like you have kind of fallen off of, where you gotta reassert yourself as far as actions go? I know like there's periods where even with myself, it's like I'll be in a groove where I'm doing everything I've set out to do, and I got it going, and then it's like one thing will fall and the other thing will fall, like, oh snap, and then got to get it going again. It's like is there areas in your life where you're like, man, this area I need to address more, or this area I need to address?
I think every area.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm a work in progress. Pick something. I need work on that. I need work on that too. But what I do in my life, I have a thing that I call the balance pie. And so I wish we were gonna hit this, because I would have sent you. I have a graphic so you can visualize a pie chart, right? And in that pie chart, a pie chart is, the whole, is 100%. Well, what I have is I have 10 things in that pie chart where I prioritize, and these are the things that are important to me in my life. And I call it the balance pie because it's a continual work to have balance in all of those areas in your life. Kind of what you explained, what have you fallen off on? What are you good? So I'm not going to be great at all of these 10 things each day. I know that. Right. But what I do know is I'm aware of what I want to be better at, of what I want to improve on. So, I will do something on all of those within a day or two to be better. I love that. For me, it's 10 things. And so I'll just tell you kind of what they are. For me, it's faith, family, work, personal growth, relationships, making a difference, being present, attitude, effort, and being the glue. And so, man, those are the 10 things that are important to me. And what I strive to do, that's my priorities right there. Right. I don't do nothing else outside of that. I don't waste time. I value my time. I don't waste time on anything outside of that. Now, when I reassess, after months or whatever, if I'm reassessing my goals and the person that I want to be, sometimes some of that'll change. I may put another one or two things in there and take something out that I feel like I'm good on. But that's my day-to-day awareness piece of how I have continued growth.
Okay. And then with that, so with your program, the Success Chronicles, is that something that you lead with or you teach with?
Well, it is a key component. The balanced pie. Well, I'm gonna hit you with this. You know how devices, all have operating systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that balanced pie is a part of my operating system. That's I'm in the Chip Baker 4.2 right now. That's my operating system. But yeah, I mean, of course, some of that comes out like in my Success Chronicles stuff when I speak and talk about things. But yeah, like I strive to just give all of the things that I do in my life to try to move efficiently and effectively so to help others.
Nice, man. And I think that's when you saying that, I was thinking Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Needs, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Blooms, all of that.
Yeah, because I feel like we we all need to kind of have those things in place.
Operating system,
and have our own understanding of what those needs are. So I love that you have you have that foundation. And I think that's part of that higher consciousness of a community level, and learning that with that. To me, I believe like with the Black culture is the youngest culture in the world. So I do think there's still that level of collective knowledge that we are all learning and we're spreading and we're teaching, and it's like we have so much to learn as far as just a overall culture, and nobody, it's like we're all learning as we go. It's a continuum.
We're all I don't care who you are, we all a work in progress.
We all a work in progress.
If you think you got it figured out, well, guess what? Somebody just passed you up, and that's not good.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's depending on what areas in your life. I think we're all, and this is something I was talking to with Masi, she studies autism, but it's like one of the frustrating things with autism is like you can be brilliant in one thing and just amazing and light it up, and then you're like this other thing, it should translate, but it doesn't. It's like so you can look, completely novice, like you never wrote something in your life, and it's like so you're dealing with those polarities at all times. So it's like so you stay humble.
Right. That's right, and that's what, like, as you were saying that, man, it was hard for me to wait for you to finish. I'm sorry, because it's like it's so like you can apply that to anything in life. I mean, you look at, like, for example, like as you were saying, I'm thinking environment. Okay, so you may be accustomed to the environment that you grew up in. All you know is that. Okay, but then you get an opportunity to go to college. Oh man, like that opens up a lot of different things. Like, oh, I didn't know that. You see different things. Oh, then you leave college and you go get a professional job in a different place. Right. So then now it's like, oh, like that's like this is different too. You know what I'm saying? And so when you look at, I just gave 3 examples of different environments that you could possibly be in your life. Look how much you can learn and grow from every one of those experiences and environments if you have the awareness to say, hey, what can I learn in this environment? Because I've seen it. I've seen people leave one environment and go to college and say, hey, this is not like me. It's not people around here that look like me. So I'm going home. I'm not going, okay, well, they didn't get their education. They didn't get their college degree. And that was an excuse. Like, that ain't no excuse. You get your education, period. Or people leave college and say, well, I got this job and I don't, this is like, well, I mean, it's always room for improvement. When
Yeah.
you said that about the autism deal, it made me think of that, because like we're always a work in progress. But what we have to make sure that we're continuing to do is look within to win. And really, at the end of the day, one of the authors that's in the book, he said this before, David Chin, he said, we don't have to strive to conquer the world. We just have to strive to conquer ourselves.
Yeah. And I think that's the whatever negative aspects that we have, it's like our own dragon to slay.
Yeah.
And it's like we all have that, what those our own cards that we're dealt, and it's like you have to figure that out.
Play your cards, dog.
Yeah, play your cards, and I think that's, there's mentors, there's tools, but at the end of the day, the tools, they can't use themselves. Like you got, yeah.
Bro, you who's the only person that, and this is good for like mental health, because people need to understand, like you're capable. Like it's within you. Like, no, you can. Let me remind you, you can do it. Right. And the only person that can hold us back is, guess who? Us, me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person that can hold me back. Like there is no limits. Right. If you limit yourself, you limit yourself. And so we just have to realize that man, like you could achieve, go, do, be, see, whatever it is you want to do. And I guess I'm the evidence and the research of that.
And that's the thing is I really am an advocate for mental health, because I want to really, as I get older, I'm only gonna get more articulate. I'm only gonna get more efficient and explosive and powerful, as far as explaining mental health in a way that people understand it, where it's like you don't hide behind the diagnosis. You're not, it's like bipolar is not something to say, I'm bipolar, so I can't do, or I'm depressive, so I can't do. It's not about that, but it's like you're moving forward, and knowing your mental health only helps you continue to move forward. So you're always advancing. And that's, to me, is like, that's the powerful work of being a mental health advocate, as well as civil rights advocate, is you're learning on so many different levels, but it's always about moving forward.
Oh man. And as you said that, I'm thinking of all of the things that I've experienced in my life where I could have used them as making an excuse for it. But then I've turned that into letting that struggle be my strength, to where I help others with that, because I've grown through that. And for a prime example is, like I grew up with a single parent mother. My father was in my life. He was just in a different city. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have a father in my house. Well, fast forward, now when I work with kids, like I know the pain of struggling. You know what I'm saying? I know the pain of, you got to go to work early, at an early age to help at the house. Like I know the pain of, bro, I got to eat at the school, I know, and I see that, like I can see it, like I can see, oh man, he don't care about no chemistry and no math, like bro, like he hungry, like he ain't ate, like, hey man, I got food, like here, I got a fridge in the coach office, I got food for you, but that, like you said, the hierarchy of Bloom, like that's where it all starts. And so when you take the time to meet the needs, then you're okay. But we have to be able to know that in all of those diagnoses, whatever it is, although it's unfortunate that we have those things, right? But it's fortunate, because once we learn that we do have it, then now we can use that to be a blessing to others.
Yeah, exactly. And it's to be of service, and I think that change. Yeah, and it's like, I think learning yourself is to be better, to even be better of service.
Man, and that I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so adamant about learning. Because like the more I learn, the more I can help. You know, yes, I get smarter. Like you said, yes, I get more articulate and all of those things, you know, but bro, like the more knowledge I have, the more I can help people.
Exactly. It's connect. It's the
Yeah.
I was reading what was it? But it's like everything you do is supposed to be to better connect.
Yes.
And I think that's to me, it's like that's the whole point. It's like you're just doing
Period.
it or learning it, and it's not, so for me it's like not just learn, but okay, I learned this, but how do I connect it? Like or else it's no, it doesn't have the you're not given the gift.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the journey is, to just better connect, always better connect. Now what? So we're reaching the end. What with both projects, like what would you say the core is for people that are looking for your work, and wanting to see more what you do? Um, Like so if I saw you on the street and we were on the at the bus stop and I was like, hey man, what's up? What Chip Baker? What's up, man? What you do? What you do, dog? What it would be just like that. It go down just like that.
I'll be like, oh no, Magic, man, I ain't making no noise, bro. Hey, I'm just trying to make it, bro. Like, I'm just an ordinary dude working hard to achieve some extraordinary things, baby, and that's it. You know, I learned a long time ago in my life that it's not about me. You know, and that has allowed me to really just, be aware of the environment, be aware of the experiences, be aware of the relationships, be aware of my actions. And so when I combine all of those things, like we talked about earlier, it's allowed me to turn my struggles into strength. It's allowed me to just truly, hopefully, be a blessing and conduit to others, to give them hope and encouragement and just take care of them, man. And so the Success Chronicles, positive inspiration and motivation. The book, Powerful People, Impact of Influence. It's a collection of powerful people, and stories where people can learn. Like you got one book, you got 17 stories of learning, right? So I mean, like, and I'll just tell you a little secret. Like we've, been on an interview tour, we've done interviews and we've done all kind of things for promo. And I have a specific notebook where I just take notes from hearing those other guys speak.
Yeah.
And I'm in the book, you know what I'm saying? And so, it's always an opportunity to learn and grow. But again, like we talked about earlier, in your learning and growing, you get better so that you can help others.
Yeah. Love that, man.
But still ain't making no noise, man.
Absolutely right. Mr. Baker. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to conversate with me, man. I'm grateful. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
And thanks for the wisdom. And I love your work, man.
Thank you.
I love that you be sporting the shorts and motivating black males to wear shorts, man. Let's wear these shorts. Like put on the shorts.
Oh, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Such a pleasure, man. Thank you, Chip.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity, Magic Man. Love your platform. Love what you do. I love how you do what you do, my man. And so I wish you continued success and go get it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Will do, man. Thank you. Pleasure, man.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, everybody. That was Chip Baker, creator of the Success Chronicles. Keep a lookout for the book that's coming out soon. The Chronicles of the. Chip. I know you still on there. Is the I'm gonna mess it up, man. The impact of influence. I'm messing it up. Impact of influence. I got it. Okay, I just got the thumbs up. So check out that book. It's coming out soon. Thank you guys for joining, and I wish you guys well. And we'll see you next week on Fight the Funk podcast, exploring mental health, culture, and the world around us. Thank you all for joining us.